Hey, hi everyone.
Hello, Prachi.
Hi.
So we have Prachi on board with us. So we would like to welcome Prachi in behalf of everyone. As everyone knows, Prachi is one of our greatest mentor or senior, I could say. Personally, in my level, I always saw Prachi while I was working in Tectonics in second year as one of the leading sponsorship head for the computer department. So, welcome. I'm hosting your show for today. Please make yourself comfortable. So, by starting our placement chat with Prachi Nagle, would like to give you some insights about Prachi. So, Prachi was the lead sponsorship. She was leading the sponsorship team and helped in management in Tectonics Karandak 2019-20. Everyone must have seen her outside. I remember in between C1, C2 building, the table desk, and she was elected as treasurer for CSF in our college. And the most important stuff,
I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Aman had a network issue, so I think I'll be continuing this session. So I would like to welcome Prachi on board, and I'm really very sorry that due to some network issue, I'll be continuing the further session. So yeah, like Aman was telling about Prachi, I would like to add few points that Prachi was she was the lead of sponsorship team and she helped in management of Tectonic in Karandak 2019. She was also the treasurer in CSF committee in computer and she was placed in Veritas with 10.45 LPA. Like 10.45 is one of the highest package. For me, it's one of the highest package in our college. And I would like to congratulate Prachi on this. And she had a CGPA of 8.59 in her academics. And so this was about Prachi, and we are going to about Prachi more in our further session. So with no delay, I would like to start our further session. So I would like to please slide change.
Hi. Yeah, thank you for having me. And
Welcome, Prachi. So, Prachi, many of us have a questions related to placement, right? So, we would firstly know how was your placement experience? How was your placement experience? How did you prepare for your placement? Like, how much time did you dedicated for your placement preparation only? And how did you manage academics as well? Would you please tell us about your placement experience and your preparation?
okay, so firstly, if my voice is breaking, feel free to just ping me, and because I have some network issues right now.
Yeah, sure,
Okay,
Prachi.
let me just turn on my camera. Okay, so hi everyone. Um, See, so about the placement experience, so it was quite good, and I'll just give you a brief about how the overall process did take place. So basic mindset of an engineering student is that 1 or 2 days prior study before the exam, and well, that's how you crack the exam. So I was no different. Basically, I used to pull an all-nighter and. Just that's how I did pass my all semesters. I'm not suggesting that you do that, but it's the basic mindset. But uh, when the thing with placements is that your bookish definitions doesn't really matter here. all that matters is your thorough knowledge of the concept. So I guess towards the end of your third year or during the start of your fourth year, the placement cells calls you up for to give a generalized information about how the interview process is going to take place. So there, students from all the Siagan institutes come for the meeting, right? So when you see a bunch of 3,000 students competing for the same job role for which you're applying, that really builds up the pressure. And see, it's really important to understand that you're not the single one competing for that job role. Students from all over Siagan institutes are going to apply for the same job role. The tension that you have to stand out from the crowd. What more you can do to make yourself stand out from the crowd, and to up for the job role that you're applying. So when you feel that pressure, from that day onwards, what matters is what you do from that day onwards. Doesn't matter what could you could have done in the past, but what matters is that what steps are you going to take, to build up your resume, to build up your profile, so that the interviewer can see that point in you and select you. So basically, during in the month of June, uh, the first company comes in for the pre-placement talk. Therein, the interview was the managers, and the HR team gives you the brief about like value and ethics of the company. From that day onwards, what changes you can do in yourself, your communication skills, your technical skills. To be frank, even I was no extraordinary student. I did not have an extraordinary CGPA. You can see my CGPA was just average 8.59. So, the pressure, the feeling that you get, there are many more students who have the greater CGPAs like 9.8 and everything. And at that time, I did not have a powerful technical skills. So, the pressure that you feel at that time, that is what drives you to give it all your efforts. And when after the pre-placement talk, basically there's an online assessment. So for Veritas, there was 30 questions. There were total 30 questions, and we were given an hour to solve those questions. After that, there was 3 rounds of interviews: the technical interview, managerial interview, and the HR interview, which I'll explain further in detail. And after that, when the result comes and when you see your name in the list, so keeping the end goal in your mind, you have to keep on going. And uh, I would suggest that do not lose hope. Keeping yourself positive and optimistic in this placement process is very important, because see, the moment you start comparing yourself to others is the moment you lose. You should compare yourself to yourself, and in for your betterment, what steps you can take. Just think in that direction and nothing else. So basically, this is how the entire placement process takes place.
So Prachi, like it was my personal questions. Like
Yeah.
आपके पास कोई जादू का मंत्र था क्या कि आपने डायरेक्ट 10.45 का पैकेज ले लिया? क्योंकि like what happens is getting a 10.45 package in our college is like a huge thing for us, because average package goes from 3 to 4 around. So like, is there any specific strategy for that, or just go with your work, like as you said right now?
Okay, so uh, first of all, मेरे पास कोई जादू का मंत्र या कुछ और नहीं था. जैसे मैंने मेंशन किया, I was an average student with an average pointer and average skills. So प्लेसमेंट जब आपका इंट्रोडक्शन होता है, प्लेसमेंट सेल जब आपको इंट्रोडक्शन देती है कि नाउ योर प्लेसमेंट प्रोसेस इज गोइंग टू बिगिन. So from that day onwards, all you need to do is just set your goal. The only thing that matters is आप आपका गोल कैसे सेट करते हो और उसको efficiently follow करना. So basically पहले तो what I did was once और जो भी previous students के experiences group पे डालते हैं, so वो सब I used to read all those experiences, take a note of what subjects are important and what topics in those subjects were asked the most. Okay, so for example, in object-oriented programming, I noticed that most of the interviewers did ask about the 4 pillars of object-oriented programming. So I did take a note of those things. You know, I did my complete analysis that what topics are important and on which topics should I focus more. Set my goals, set your short goals कि आज मुझे दिन में इतने topics cover करने हैं. So 1 week 1 week का analysis करके रखो आप अपने पास. So for this week, if for this week I've planned to complete my object-oriented programming, you should stick to your goal and complete the subject, so that abhi in my case the concept which I am not very good with mugging, so I really can't remember the concept. So what I did was I used to consider objects around me, take the concept, turn it into a real life example, and then use to understand the concept. So agar aapko polymorphism, for example, I'll take a basic example. Polymorphism aapko samajhna hai, so consider your mobile phone, right? So your mobile phone can act on different ways. Your mobile phone can be a MP3 player, it can be a video camera, you can connect to your family friends using your mobile. So take such real life examples and then understand the concept. So just understanding of the basic concepts is very important in this process, and I would suggest uh, considering your short goals is very important. See, अगर आपने decide कर लिया कि मुझे ये complete करना है, but you know सिर्फ हार्ड वर्क करते रहोगे तो कुछ नहीं होगा. You have to work smartly as well. So both things go hand in hand, and 1 week, if एक वीक में आप एक सब्जेक्ट कंप्लीट कर लेते हो, so 2 months में आपकी इतनी प्रिपरेशन हो जाती है कि you can crack any interview, जो इसके बाद होगा.
So like हाँ, अभी तो हमें ये समझ में आ गया कोई जादू का मंत्र ऐसा होता नहीं है. Like we should just focus on our work, I think, and achieving our short-term goals, as you said, Prachi. Like we can achieve same package as you said. So like we'll next move to our interview process. Like how was your interview process? Like what were the rounds included in your interview process? Like many companies have different kind of interview process. Prachi, could you please tell me about your interview process, and if you know about some any other companies, so please share with us so that we can have a knowledge of that process. Thank you.
Okay. So I'll just start with Veritas. So Veritas has had a 3-round interview process. First was after passing my online assessment, I received a call. I guess the exam got over at 2 p.m. I received the call at 3 p.m. that my interview was scheduled in half an hour. So just here I would like to add a point that even if after the online assessment, क्योंकि most of the times कैसे होता है कि आपके online assessment का result आने के बाद कितने टाइम में आपका इंटरव्यू शेड्यूल होगा ये आप कभी प्रेडिक्ट नहीं कर सकते. So just keep on doing your work, keep on revising all the concepts so that you shouldn't lag in your interview. Okay. So I received a call at 3 that my interview was scheduled in half an hour. So for the technical interview, so in the batch, my interview was first. So in the technical interview, the interviewer was mainly focused on operating system, like questions about RAM, ROM, the differences, what is cache memory, and I was studying machine learning at that time. So and had done a project upon it. So he also asked me about machine learning questions like what is the difference between supervised learning and unsupervised learning. And in technical interviews, what they focus is solely on your technical skills, like your basic knowledge about object-oriented programming, the data structures. And he also asked me to write the program. He shared his screen, shared the document, and asked me to write the program on Fibonacci series. So here I point, like just a suggestion, that whenever the interview asks you to write programs, in technical interviews, what you can do. So for Fibonacci series, example of Fibonacci series, just write down the series first. So the way of explaining, interviewer not just looks for your technical skills. See, if you're good at programming, it's really a great talent. So, but if you're not able to explain your program efficiently, your knowledge about programming doesn't really matter. So my suggestion would be, if you're asked to write a code of Fibonacci series, first write it down the series. So like 0, then the sorry 1, then 1 plus 1. So what the series, and then write down your code. So even if your code goes wrong, the interviewer can understand that what you were trying to do in that code. Okay, so this was about the technical interview. And one thing, you might the technical interview took place in the afternoon, and the results came in the evening. So you never know whether you're going to pass or not, but just don't lose hope and keep on preparing, because see, the thing happens. So for Veritas, how it was, the placement, if my interview was today, the result came in the evening, and my next interview was scheduled the next day. But for some companies, what happens is that if my in the whole day the interviews are lined up. If I give my interview now, after an hour I would receive a call to give my managerial round after an hour or so, whenever the meeting is scheduled. So some companies follow this procedure, some other companies follow a day by day interview procedure. So just you should keep you should keep revising the concepts. Coming back to the Veritas interview process. So after the technical interview, moving on to the managerial interview, uh, in the managerial interview, the interviewer solely focused on my soft skills. So basically, she gave me certain scenarios and asked me to rate the characters in the short story that she just mentioned. And she used to cross question each and whenever I used to rate a character and explain why I gave these ratings, she used to cross question me. But what I feel that in such cases, sticking to your point, being practical in interviews, you should always reply practically, even if basically the story was on a real life example. So taking such examples and thinking it in an emotional manner, I don't think it's the right approach in an interview. You should always reply practically, and uh, see, that's how the interviewer checks your soft skills, right? So basically managerial round was all about the soft skills. And she checked my understanding about the Q&A role. And at the end of the interview, always interviewer asks if you have any questions for them. So my suggestion would be to always ask a question, so that you can have more understanding of the job role that you're applying for. And the interviewer can also know that, yeah, you're actively taking participating in their conversation, and you're very interestingly asking the questions about your job role. So this was all about the managerial round. And for the final HR round, the HR round is basically, they completely focus on the job role, your soft skills, your way of talking. So For the HR round, they mainly check how your communication skills are. So, you can practice speaking in English or with your friends, or what you can do is simply stand in front of mirror and, try communicating with yourself. That is the best practice you can do. So, for the HR interview, the interviewer only asked about my family, my background, and about the role, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think you meant Prachi, really very thanks from my side, because you mentioned very small and very important points, like how we should be in a technical interview, how in a manager round, and how in HR round. Like these small and key points, I think it will help our friends very much to in their technical rounds and other rounds as well. So like
Yeah.
as an average Joe, like एक average बंदा क्या करना चाहिए अपने पूरे 4 साल के इंजीनियरिंग में, like he should surely get placed into a company. Like I think place in getting a job is main reason that we join engineering for many of us. So what should an average guy, like wasting his first year just knowing about the college, and second year knowing about his subject, and third year running here and there for internships and all, but like how should that guy prepare for in whole his engineering to get a placement?
Okay. So, Santosh, all the things you just mentioned, believe me, I will save. So it's no rocket science basically. Uh, I was an average student, and believe me, if you need to work hard. If you're an average student, believe me, you need to work hard. If you want to achieve, if you want to basically just get placed with a company with a great package, you have to work hard. There is no, there are no shortcuts over here. You need to work hard, but you have to do some smart work as well. Like I mentioned earlier, you need to set your goals prior, do the analysis, set your goals, work accordingly. Also, concentrate on the basic subjects. So like you mentioned, in the second year, people don't really, like I mentioned, that studying 2 days prior is all the engineering students do. But what you can do, I guess most of the students are from second year. So I guess you have object oriented programming and data structures now, right? So you can focus on those subjects, get a thorough knowledge. Don't keep subjects piled up that you'll study that later. You can from the start have a clear idea of the concepts in those subjects, dig deep, and take note of the important points that you feel. Sites like Geeks for Geeks and Java T Point. So for in Geeks for Geeks, I refer Geeks for Geeks for C++ and Python, and Java T Point for Java. Believe me, these sites are really helpful, and all the trick questions, for example, in operator overloading, all the small, if in my interview I was asked a question that if there are two functions and only the return type of the function is different, will the methods be overloaded? So these type of questions are mentioned on Geeks for Geeks, wherein you can refer that site. And see, your CGPA doesn't really matter. It is just an entry ticket to a park. Basically, it's just that, nothing else. So for passing criteria, the company applies a criteria for students who can appear for the online test. CGPA is just required for that. If you want to get the chance for appearing for the online assessment, you can just keep your CGPA about 8.5, and believe me, that will do the trick. You see, explaining your concepts is also important. If you have the knowledge, if I know about polymorphism but I cannot explain it, I cannot put it in words, there's no use of me having the knowledge about that concept. So, the way of communicating your knowledge is also important. So, I would say that focus on your communication skills as well. So, see, even if you have 15 days in your hand, believe me, you can do wonders in those 15 days. All you need to do is just be optimistic and positive, and just don't compare yourself to others. Just compare, just look out for yourself and just stay positive.
Thank you, Prachi. I think many of us, like myself, I'm an average student, so I think it was very useful for me. So, like as you said, we should refer many online websites like GFG or Java T Point. Like many of us, do some courses on Coursera or Udemy or Udacity, like kind of portals. So, what do you think that these course specializations very important? And by writing any competitive exam, like for appearing for GATE in third year, like these score, do they matter? This course specialization and competitive exam score, do they matter in our placements?
I'm sorry, your voice is breaking. Can you please repeat?
Hello, am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, please.
actually, many of us do courses in many education platforms like Coursera and Udemy, or for example Udacity. Like many of us do many courses there, and also many of us appear for many competitive exams like GATE in third year and many other competitive exams. So like, are these course specializations and competitive exam score, do they really matter in our placement process? Do they help us in that process? Do that certificates have any value, or the score have a sort of value in our placement kind of thing?
Yeah. So, during my placement process, see, I didn't do any internship, and there were many students who had done tons of internships and had a bunch of certificates and everything. But what I feel is that it doesn't really matter. You can just nowadays you can just go to an XYZ site. I'm not really going to mention any, but you can just go to a site, type in your name, download a bunch of fake certificates, and attach it in your resume. For the sake of filling up your resume, or just showing off your certificates, I don't think it really matters. See, a bunch of my friends, what they did was they did attach certificates in their resume, but they were unable to answer the questions that interviewer asked them. So I don't think there's any point in attaching those certificates, because see, if you really if you have done that course, and have you are confident that I can answer questions relating to this subject, I guess then only you should apply that certificate in your resume. Because what happens is that when, for example, what at that time I did machine learning. So I used to dig up courses on machine learning from sites like Udemy, and as soon as interviewer saw my resume, he asked me questions upon machine learning. So if I was unable to answer those questions, the interviewer would reject me right there and then, right? So I would suggest that if you're really confident about the course, and you're really sure that you can answer the questions, then only do the courses. And like you mentioned about competitive exam like GATE and everything, so my personal suggestion would be, if an interviewer asks you about whether you are studying for a GATE or GRE, simply answer and no. Because the mindset of interviewers is that if the student is preparing for GATE and GRE on the side, then why should we hire him or her? Because if he is going to, leave the company and attempt for IITs and foreign universities, they see no point in hiring you. So yeah, I guess that would be my suggestion to you.
Yes, I think like these suggestions were very good. So I would like to move to our next question, that like many of us are excited for learning new languages. Like in India, we have many languages. Still, many of us learn new languages like Japanese or French for getting into companies which are settled in that countries. So, like, does learning an extra language, Japanese or French or anything else, really help in placement?
See, learning an extra language is definitely a plus point for you because when companies are based abroad, they have various branches, right? So companies can offer you, you can get a chance to, represent your company because you know that language. So it can definitely be a plus point for you, and your resume can be highlighted with that extra language. So uh, yeah, it's really a plus point.
I think those who are running new languages, like any language related to any other country, like it was important for from them. So, like I would like to move to our next question, that competitive programming. Many in our engineering life, once a time we hear that competitive programming, you should do competitive programming and all. So I would like to ask that, do by doing CP, does it help in our college placement? Like if we do, like, is there any plus point for that, or like just it is just a competitive programming place you should like just like a subject, or it will really help us? Could you please answer this, Prachi?
See, coming to competitive programming, it is definitely very helpful because see, what competitive programming does is, it helps to develop your logic, and you can challenge yourself to solve the problem in the time constraint. And you can say out of the box thinking what we require, because in college placements most of the companies for online assessments, they provide you 2 to 3 problem definitions which you have to solve in the given time period. So your out of the box thinking which you develop from competitive programming is, it's really quite helpful here. So definitely if you're talking about competitive programming, how it can help in our college placement, it can help you crack the online assessment. Okay, so see, if you are not going to pass the online assessment, you're not going to get a chance to present yourself in front of the interviewers. So what I think is that the online assessment is the main part, so for which competitive programming can really help you. So it is really beneficial. And see, you can develop your, even if you don't have that good programming skills, there are many sites like HackerRank, HackerEarth. You can develop your programming skills from solving a code every day. So yeah, competitive programming is really helpful.
Yeah, thank you, Prachi. So as Prachi said, so guys, competitive programming really help us. So be in touch with us. We are CodeChef SEO platform, so we'll help you through competitive programming also. So moving to our next question, like uh, Prachi, would you suggest some topics like that are very important for our placements, like some topic related to programming or DBMS or operating systems? Basically, I think second year students, they don't have any knowledge related to DBMS or operating system,
Yeah.
but still related to programming. So could you suggest some topics that are very important that should be done prior to your placement?
Okay, so like I mentioned before, all you need to do, basically तुम जो 4 सालों में सीख रहे हो, just keep clear knowledge of that. So object oriented programming and data structures are the two most important topics that you should focus on. Next would be database like DBMS. DBMS. So DBMS में जो भी queries होती है, most of the interviewers ask you queries like they give you a query and ask you to uh, uh, frame the query right there. So see, what you can do is go to Google, search top 100 queries asked in interviews, and just have a look through so that you can get a clear idea कि interview में DBMS के related क्या होता है. And then there is computer networks. And operating system. I guess operating system, like you said, Santosh, would be taught in the third year. But yes, operating system is quite an interesting topic, and most of the interviewers, अभी मुझे तो managerial round में नहीं पूछा था, but most of the interviewers do ask question upon operating system in the managerial round as well. So keep a clear knowledge about the operating system.
So I think Prachi have listed many important topics, and yeah, it was a good hack that searching on Google top 100 queries in SQL, it would really help us. And so yeah, like Prachi, I would like to take your 1 minute. Like we have a announcement for our audience today. As this meeting goes with the placement, we have an announcement that is related to placement. Soon we are going to start a placement series that would really help our college students to get into placement. And in this series we are going to plan so many things, and we have taken guidance of seniors who have been placed like Prachi, and in previous session we had Kunal also to prepare this series, and we'll be preparing many series in future. So I would like to give a short idea about this placement series, like what we are going to do in this series and how it will be helpful for your placement. Like basically in this series we'll be starting from a basic topic or a very key topic for our placements, like number systems or aptitude, or like some basic programming topics like arrays, strings and all. And we'll be covering some questions from we'll be searching some questions on Google which was asked in some companies like TCS or Infosys or any other company, and we'll be preparing those questions for you, and we'll be explaining like how to approach those questions. And it will be totally a placement placement preparation series, and you'll be totally, if you follow this series, you will be prepared for your placements. And we'll be also planning to develop your communication skills by arranging some meetings and giving you a chance to share the screen and speak about yourself, like some general questions related to placement, like tell me about yourself. Then you can be totally prepared. If you were worried about that our college doesn't provide any such kind of thing, so now we are here to help you to develop your communication skills, to develop your programming skills, and many other things also. So so this is about a placement preparation series. We'll be scheduling the next event, next this series in next week, and soon we'll meet in this series also. So before going to audience talk, I would like to ask Prachi that if there are any suggestions to include in this placement preparation series, we would really like to take them. So Prachi, do you have any suggestions like how to go with this series, or any ideas regarding that you can share with us?
Uh, well, it's good to hear that you've taken such initiatives because it was really important to have a student community wherein you can discuss all such things about placements. And definitely, I don't see any changes to be implemented right now because I can see you've covered everything. All students need to know is about the placements and the basic concepts which you're gonna implement, and the comparative programming sessions that you are going to take. So I don't think there's any need to add anything.
So thank you, Prachi. Now I think you don't have, but still, if you have any queries, we'll reach you out there and we'll take your guidance. And surely I think you will help us because still we are
Definitely,
your juniors. So
definitely. I'll be glad to
thank
help you guys out. Thank you.
thank you, Prachi. And moving to our last point, that we have covered many of our general questions, but I think still many of our audience have some questions in their mind, like they would like to clear them. So before moving to interaction round, I would like to give some instruction. Before asking any question, guys, please raise your hand and wait to be asked to unmute so that we don't create any mess here, and we can proceed with our interaction session. If anyone have any questions, so you can raise your hand, then we'll allow you to ask your question. Yes, Sagar, you can unmute and ask your question.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm Sagar Chakor and I'm third year student. So probably most of the companies came to the campus in the roles of whether you are going to be a tester or software developer. So can you give me the elaboration whether what kind of job profiles these are as a you got placed in tester or developer, and are they interdisciplinary? I mean, if you work as a tester for the couple of years, can you switch it out into the developer job profile? So would you like to elaborate upon this?
Okay, so when companies come in for the pre-placement talk, in their pre-placement talk, they itself mention that what kind of a candidate they are looking for, whether they are looking for a tester, and or whether they are looking for a developer. Most of the companies, what you can do is after working for a year or two, uh, then you can switch to see. I am placed for a quality assurance role, but mentioning it in your interview that switching to a developer, is there any progression in the company that later you can switch on to a developer role? I would suggest not to do that in the interview, because then the interviews get a bad impression about you, that because what they have mentioned that they are looking for a software quality assurance candidate, then I don't think that you should mention in the interview that you want to switch to a developer. In the company, after working for a while, they do give you a chance. If you are more interested in the development side, definitely you can give the interview, and whatever criteria the company follows. If you pass the interview and the criteria that company has put forth, then you can definitely switch to the development role.
I think Sagar, your question has been answered. So
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you so much.
okay.
And yeah, please everyone, you can feel free, म्हणजे तुम्हाला ज्या लँग्वेज मध्ये कम्फर्टेबल वाटतं, you can communicate with me, in Marathi, Hindi. So
So no language restrictions here. You can
yeah,
ask in
no
any
language
language.
restrictions.
So like from our executives, Aman has a question. Aman, you can proceed.
So most of us have a doubt that once we get placed in a company, we can't switch to another company. So what is your take on that? Like
Okay.
it differs in packages. So it's a common doubt for all of us, I feel.
Okay, so what happens is that what Sihargad institutes follow is that when you're placed with a company, uh, so if a dream company, so basically a dream company is that when the a company comes who is offering a package more than see, okay, I don't want to take names of the companies, but अगर कोई कंपनी ऐसी आई है और आप प्लेस हो गए हो और आपका पैकेज बहुत कम है, or in future, consider in the next sem if another company comes, a product based company with a very good package, and so they call it the dream company, and they do allow you to sit for that company, but only if your package is less than the company coming. Okay, अगर आप ऑलरेडी प्लेस हो गए हो, आपका पैकेज भी अच्छा है, तो वो like the placement cell does not allow you to sit for other companies, because there is a lot of 3,000 students which they have, उनका टारगेट रहता है कि सारे बच्चे प्लेस हो जाए. So अगर आप प्लेस हो गए हो और बाद में आने वाली कंपनीज का पैकेज आपसे कम है, तो वो आपको अलाउ नहीं करेंगे बैठने के लिए. Did I answer your question, Amanveer?
Yeah, I think
Aman,
so.
I
That
think
clears
your
doubt.
question has been okay.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
So okay. Anyone who have yeah, like we have another question here. Kuver, you can ask your question, right? Please unmute and ask your question.
Hello. Yeah. So does programming language matters in the interview? Like, if someone is proficient in Python and not in CPP, so does that matter?
Um, Okay, so if you're not good in C++, but you're good in Python, I would suggest that in आप अपने resume में mention कर रहे हो programming languages, mention Python on top of C++ so that interviewer can also get an idea about the languages that you have mentioned or and C++, it's the basic language. I don't think it's that hard to learn, but if you're definitely not comfortable with C++ and you're more comfortable with Python, so I would suggest कि उसको डालो ही मत resume में, तो आपको कोई problem ना हो. आपको कौन सी प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज आती है इससे ज़्यादा कुछ फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता. बेसिकली यू कैन प्रोग्राम इन एनी लैंग्वेज, राइट? और इंडस्ट्री में right now Java and Python are more important than any other. So ऐसा मत करो कि you don't have any knowledge about CPP. Just have a basic overview about CPP. बाकी you can go ahead with Python.
So I think Kuber, your question has been answered. Like again,
Yeah,
I
thank
would
you.
I would like to ask our audience to raise their hand before asking any questions. And so as I said, no language barrier, and you can ask your questions in Teams chat or in a WhatsApp group, or you can please raise your hand so that you'll be asked to unmute. Okay, Rajat has a question. Rajat, you can unmute and ask.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that how many companies are we allowed to apply for the placement?
There is no restriction for the company you're applying for. जैसे मैंने अभी mention किया, जब तक आप place नहीं होते you can apply for each and every company. Companies का कुछ criteria होता है. Some companies prefer to have students with CGPA about 8.5 and so. तो in the starting मतलब you are passed a Google form, उसमें आपको अपनी करनी पड़ती है. Company applies their criteria and sends back the number of students they want to appear for the online assessment. So I guess so you can apply for any number of companies जब तक आप place नहीं हो जाते.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Rajat. Any more questions you can raise? Okay, so Anand Mishra. Okay, you can unmute and ask your.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Anand Mishra, and I'm second year student. And my question is, what
please
is
don't call
important?
me ma'am.
Okay. What is importance and role of internship in placement?
Okay, so basically मैंने कुछ internship वगैरह नहीं की थी, and I don't think it really matters that much. It's अगर आपको इंटर्नशिप बेसिकली स्टूडेंट्स इसलिए करते हैं ताकि आपको एक इन ऑफिस इंडस्ट्रियल एक्सपीरियंस मिले प्रायर टू अप्लाइंग फॉर अ जॉब. ओके, सो इंटर्नशिप डजंट रियली मैटर दैट मच. आप अगर इंटर्नशिप हो तो it's okay. The interviewers just ask you about what you actually learned during your internship period, but definitely अगर आपके पास कोई internship नहीं है, develop your technical skills so that अगर इंटरव्यूअर के पास कुछ भी क्वेश्चंस हो आप उतने ही अच्छे से आंसर कर पाए जितने कि किसी इंटरव्यू करके बंदे ने आंसर किए होंगे.
Ma'am, but I think internship gives proper knowledge of any knowledge, whatever we studied.
Definitely. I'm not against internship or anything. I'm just telling you, even if you don't have internship, even if you don't do any internship, there is no barrier in your placement process. अगर आपके पास कोई internship नहीं है तो ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा कि आप इंटरव्यूअर ऐसा पूछेगा कि आपने internship क्यों नहीं की. Definitely अगर आपको आपके टेक्निकल स्किल्स का प्रैक्टिकल यूज़ करना है या फिर you want to learn how the industry actually works, internship is a great way of doing that.
So I
Okay,
think
ma'am.
Anand, your question have been answered. So I think like Prachi said, 1 month or 1 day internship. I think they don't give many insights of a company. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah. मतलब it's like, you know, don't even I was very scared क्योंकि मेरे पास internship नहीं थी. बाकी बच्चों के पास internships थे, बहुत certificates थे, बहुत specializations थे. But I am just telling you that it doesn't matter. If you decide that you want to achieve this, then whatever you decide in those 15 days, believe me, you can do wonders. It's just you have to decide that and work on it.
Uh, Thank you. Prachi. Again, we have a question from Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi, you can please unmute and ask your question.
Yes. Hello, I'm Vaishnavi Jadhav. Actually, my question is what type of questions are asked in aptitude? Like, is they related to only computer engineering or any logical questions?
Okay, so for aptitude, Vaishnavi, aptitude is, generalized. So in aptitude, I'm sorry, I did not really get your question. What are you trying to ask about aptitude?
Like, in aptitude, is there only questions related to only computer engineering or any logical questions?
Okay, so it is not just related to computer engineering. In aptitude, you basically get so aptitude is basically solving logical questions, right? So ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है that it is related to computer engineering. If you want to refer aptitude questions, I would suggest R.S. Agarwal is a great book for that. या फिर India Bix indiabooks.com ये साइट भी बहुत अच्छी है एप्टीट्यूड क्वेश्चंस के लिए एंड I guess I answered your questions. It is not field related, it is generalized. It is just your mathematical calculations and logical reasoning.
So
Okay, thanks.
I think, but yeah, okay. Thank you, Vaishnavi, for asking the question. Like I had a question in a personally from a community. He has personally messaged me. Like I am a second year comp student. I am only working on competitive programming, but I think it's also important to have good development skills. So should I continue with building my CP profile, or should I also start working on projects from now? So this was his question.
Sorry, Santosh, could you just please
Like,
repeat?
he was
Sorry, my
that
internet connection isn't very good.
he's asking that he's currently doing competitive programming. So he's asking that
Yeah.
should he focus on building his CP profile, or like he should also focus on good development skills and start working on projects from now. He's a second year comp student.
Okay. Okay. So for projects in curriculum, in third year, you have a compulsory mini project that you have to work on. Okay. So being in second year, I guess focusing on your programming skills would be much more beneficial for you right now, because when you go to third year and you work on a mini project, then you get quite a clear idea about how projects actually work. And see, projects are very important. Like I am not gonna say that they don't carry any benefits in your profile, but yes, programming, I guess, for a second year student, focusing on competitive programming right now would be beneficial. In third year, second sem, when you work on it, after working on your project, then you can do sort of collect data sets from Kaggle, and then basically freelancing is just take data sets, write your own program, and put it on GitHub. That's what a freelancing is. You have created your own project, and yeah, so.
I think Mohit, your question has been answered. So we have many questions again. Diksha, you can unmute and ask your question. Diksha.
Hello there. I'm Diksha. I'm a third year student. As you mentioned earlier that you had mentioned ML, machine learning, in your resume. My question to you is that how did you learn machine learning? Like, was it from an offline institute, or was it all from the internet, Udemy, Coursera, and Google? Like from a training center that goes on offline or just online?
Okay. Daksha, I did courses from Udemy and Coursera and Great Learning. So basically, how I started was I did a course on statistics and probability, because in machine learning, probability is quite important. So I started with statistics and probability and then moved on to machine learning. There are many great courses on Udemy and Coursera, but the one was very beneficial and I found it very interesting was one offered by Stanford University on Coursera.
So I think Diksha,
Did
you
I
have
answer
got
your
your
question,
answer.
Diksha?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Diksha, for asking. I think again, Vaishnavi, do you have a question, or like you forgot to unraise your hand? Vaishnavi, if you have, you can unmute and ask. Okay. Uh, Aman has a question. I think Aman, you can unmute and ask.
Hey, am I audible?
Yes, Aman, you can.
Sorry for the another question, but I just want to ask you, like Prachi mentioned, she got a very like not so enhancing resume, like so many internships, certificates or something. So I just want to know what was that key element which made her go through the Veritas company, or made her go through that way? Because right now the students I see are running behind internships and certificates so much.
Yes, definitely. Because, see, if you're talking about the current situation, then everyone, sitting at home, everyone is bound to do, because without wasting their time, they feel like they should invest their time in productive things. So everyone is doing courses, which is what I did. But see, I'm not really sure, but like with Veritas, what I feel is that not with Veritas, but any company, with your resume, you should be very fluent in your communication skills. Okay, so participating in your college functions, your committees, your events is how I developed my communication skills. Conveying is a very great way. See, the interviewers, the company is not looking for a candidate with good programming skills, good development skill, good programming, everything. Definitely, if you are studying engineering for 4 years in computer field, you are bound to have those great skills that a normal company requires. But what extra point the company is looking for in a candidate is your communication skills and how you convey and how confident you are in giving your answers. See, ऐसा कभी नहीं होता है कि हमको सभी के आंसर्स आएंगे, बट एक्सप्रेसिंग इट positively and optimistically, like okay, even if I don't know this answer, definitely sir, I'll look into it and I'll work on it and I'll get to know how it actually works, is the way of answering a question even if you don't know the actual answer.
I think you have got your answer, Aman.
Yes, I got the answer. Thanks.
Okay. So in next 5 minutes, we are going to wrap up. So guys, if you have any question, please raise your hand, or you can, post your question in Teams chat or in our WhatsApp group. So if more questions, please raise your hand and we'll go through your questions. Then in next 5 minutes, we are going to wrap up our session. Yeah. So Prachi, like I got a call related to question that you said like you had a technical you prepared yourself technically like based on operating systems or DBMS. So the question was like that like how did you prepare for technical? Like just by attending college lectures, or did you did you have any classes in Pune or on YouTube? Did you learn extra? Did you do anything extra like for technical?
Yeah. So definitely like college में हम कितना भी सीख ले we like definitely इतने lectures bunk होते हैं कि कुछ समझ में नहीं आता. Even if you bunk one lecture, you are not able to understand the rest of the lectures. So I मतलब apart from college, what I did was YouTube पे channels like knowledge gates. So operating system, I'll stick to operating system. I'll just stick to one topic. So for operating system, what I did was there was this channel knowledge gate. They had this series of operating system, and I used to set a goal of to watch 2 to 3 videos within a day and take notes of the points which I feel was important. So this is how I studied operating system. And for CPP and Java वगैरह, तो you can like Java T Point, Geeks for Geeks, यहाँ पे सब short and crisp दिया होता है. Like for each and every subject you can just learn the main points and बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से इस pages पे ये सब topics सीख सकते हैं. So yeah, that's how I learned this.
So like similar question, but this time it is related to aptitude. Like Prachi, how would you suggest to prepare for aptitude? Like what should we follow, or as you suggested in earlier time also, like by referring R.S. Agrawal, or like are there any websites or any YouTube channels that we can use them to prepare for aptitude?
Okay, so for aptitude, what I did was there's this YouTube channel called Career Right. What I used to do was I used to watch a video on the particular topic and solve the questions from R.S. Agarwal. So that helped me a lot to develop the logic accordingly. When you watch the videos, you get an idea of how the question actually works, and then you start to build your logic and think in the similar manner. So yes, I guess if you want to visually learn, then Career Ride would be a great option. And if you're you want to practice a bunch of questions, definitely India Bix website or R.S. Agarwal book would be a great help.
Okay, Rajat, I think your question has been answered. So I had a question like, as you said, there are many YouTube channels for preparing for technical, like Knowledge Gate or Gate Smashers. I personally, learn operating system from Gate Smashers. So when I watched those videos, I had a thought in my mind that do companies ask questions from the subject which I have been learning from this YouTube channel, or is this sufficient, or I have to do something extra again, because I think these videos are of 10 minutes or 12 minutes for a particular topic. Is this sufficient, or I should go for something else? Like these kind of thoughts keep on running in my mind when I learn from these channels. So Prachi, what would you comment on this?
Okay, so for the YouTube channels you just mentioned, definitely I studied from the same channels, but believe me, the key points that they mention during those videos. See, interviewers are not gonna, ask you very in-depth questions about the topic. They are gonna ask you very basic questions, but they're gonna ask you it in a tricky manner. So you have to just remember the basic concept. And I was asked a basic question of what is cache memory, okay, and how it really helps. So keeping in mind when you watch videos, that is why I'm telling you, when you watch the videos, take note of the important points that you feel that okay, this can be the point wherein the questions can be asked. That is why I keep on telling that you should read the experiences of the students that Bansar keeps on posting, and note down the points, do your analysis, keep topics in mind which you want to focus on, And believe me that whatever channel you're studying from, any YouTube channel or any website, just study thoroughly and study it in such a manner that even if anyone asks you any questions from that subject, you are able to answer.
Thank you, Prachi. I think now from today, while watching video, if I get a thought like this, I'll totally remove it from my mind. So yeah, so this was my last question, and no more questions right now because we are going to wrap up our session. So before wrapping, thank you, Prachi, so much that by giving your precious time for us, for dedicating your time for us, and helping our students clearing their doubts, and providing a roadmap for placement. Thank you so much on behalf of whole Coach of SUE committee and all our audience also. So thank you, Prachi. And yeah, I also had a call that Prachi, if you could provide your Gmail or email so that our students can contact you if any doubt, it would be really very helpful for us.
Um, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. You can contact me at. Should I just mention it right now, or I'll ping you later?
Yeah, it will be okay that if you'll ping us later so that we can pass it further.
Yeah, sure. I'll ping it to you later. So feel free to contact me. You can also contact me on LinkedIn. I'll be glad to answer your questions.
Once again, thank you so much, Prachi. We have learned so many things, and once again, congratulations to be get placed in Veritas with a 10.45 LPA.
Thank you
And
so
thank you
much.
so
Thank you
much.
for having me.
Thank you. So,
I
guys,
hope it
now as I
helped
said,
you.
yeah, it helped us so much. Really, it really helped us so much because I have cleared many of my doubts. Really, for others, I would not say for others, but for me, it was very much helpful. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
So, guys, as I said, we are going to plan a placement preparation series. So, I think it will also help you so much because, like Prachi and like Kunal, many other seniors who have been placed into many companies, they'll be guiding us how to prepare, what topics should be included. So be with us and be consistent through that series so that it will help you through your placement. Thank you, everyone, for attending this session, giving your precious Sunday time. So, bye bye. Take care.